And I like watching those like YouTube videos of people who do like the before and after.
Yeah.
So like they just create like, I'm sure you're gonna film whatever you do when you're there.
Yeah.
But like you watch the whole event and you watch like an 8-minute video and then you see the guy. Thank you all for coming out here. I'm looking forward to that so much when you start crying and shit in front of everybody. Everybody busted tears. Like it's impossible not to. After it's done and it's like the credits start rolling and then that moment, bro, I always wanted to be there. One of those are the moments when the guy comes out and he's all bashful and shit.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, like they say, the big screen when you're from Montreal, you know, trying to make it. Like if there was a big screen you were to make it to, like I think this is my first stamp of like local, small time, but as like big of a platform as you could possibly get in your particular lane.
mean, yo,
What's the other spot in Brossard? There's a theater in Brossard that's like
Calise?
Yeah, there's one that's like
Not
maybe
the Calise.
equivalent to the Scotia, but the Scotiabank Cinema, that's
No, Scotiabank.
everyone knows that.
But
Paramount.
But even any, but
Paramount, you know.
but like even if it wasn't necessarily Scotia and you'd said AMC, that would have been. It's the fact that it's like a legitimate fucking movie theater where
Scotia, Paramount, because I was there as a kid. It just.
I understand what
it's
you're
just
saying.
that, you know, it's
like,
AMC wouldn't have felt
bro,
the same way for me.
Which I can appreciate what you're saying, but I'm saying the fact that you're doing it in a movie chain that
100%.
shows like Transformers and shit,
100%.
and then in theory it's gonna have you in around this. I mean, however, like is like it's just like,
you know, it's a crazy thing. I'm actually featured in the documentary less than so many other people. I only actually talk in the documentary in an interview once in the whole thing, because I never needed to explain myself because everybody did it for me. And I had a whole interview of myself where I talked for like a full hour. I used one like 4-second clip. That's it. Because I'm just like, why do you need to prove that? Why do you, like, after I got all the footage and I had to comb through it, it was like, this is more powerful if you don't say anything. Just let them do the whole thing. And now Kendall's the star. Alex Tequila, FPF, he's the star. Theo's the star. Whoever you are that's in the doc, if you're watching it from your point of view and your friends are watching it, it'll look like it's almost yours. Because I'm in there like the least. But for like Kendall, if Kendall brings 4 friends and they're watching it, one of Kendall's friends Instagram posted him. He's like, I can't wait to come to your premiere. And then Kendall responded back. He's like, it's not my premiere, but thanks. And then in speaking to him, I joked and I said, but it kind of is. Because when he's watching that, you're in the documentary so much that from his point of view, he's seeing his friend. You know? So I kind of edit it that way so other people can get that experience. But by the end, it's like, you know, I don't want to use the word puppet master, but like, yes, I created it. But it is kind of not even centered around me per se.
you're like the guy behind the scenes who does the speech.
Yeah.
That's you. You made it happen.
You can call it that. You can call it that.
You're like,
you know, there's a lot of reward in putting other people up. That's what Drake is very good at. He never puts the spotlight on himself. He always shines it on someone else. You know, he does a video with Chris Brown and he'll do a dance competition within the video, but he knows Chris Brown is a way better dancer. So everyone laughs at Drake like, oh, you did, and then Chris Brown kills it. And that's Drake's way of making whoever he works with look better than him, because it's fun to laugh at Drake and he's made like a career out of it kind of thing. So it's like a similar element to that where it's like you guys' documentary. One of the most meaningful things I got, and I said this today, most meaningful about that Global News interview had nothing to do with me. It was one of my friends, Travis Moses. He was sleeping and he woke up and he said, I just woke up to a screenshot from my mom of me on the news. And I was like, that's so dope, because you didn't get a screenshot from your mom of the fact that I'm on the news, because my name was all over it. But they were watching the clips because they show my trailer, and she identified her son and she screenshotted it like, oh my gosh, my son's on TV. And that had me feeling like, huh, You know how many people were on Global News within that trailer? There's about 20 people that made Global News. Never even thought about it from that point of view.
Yeah, that's a big part of why I changed my focus, actually, is because, putting other people on, I took on Montreal, English
You're
Montreal
big
hip-hop.
on that, man.
Bro,
I gotta look in the camera, man. Holden does it for our city, man. And he does it without feeling like he has to do it in a cocky way, like 100%, man.
Man, because there's just so much here, but it's also like, it is a really good career move. Everybody likes to talk about the fact that, like, nobody does this or nobody does that, but the one thing that you can always do in those moments is become the person that does this or does that. So that you can't just say nobody anymore, in my opinion. You have to say most people or something. So now the language is shifted. So if some people do it, then it creates more of an effect. And I'm like, listen, man,
for sure.
I don't know, like, I love everybody's music. I'm a lot more willing to, like, share the media, like the podcast right now, because I feel like, to me, there's a big need of focusing on how many other platforms exist. Like, shout out Glock Party Podcast with DMS and them. The fact that they're entering the sphere and doing their thing, fucking go give them love. Or shout out fucking Steve Adamopoulos and fucking Tech Luciano and Talia for their fucking Hustle podcast, and then killing them with the Geek Test.
Shout out to Tech. I was hoping part of my confession hour, part of my my promo tour, I was low key hoping that he would reach out to me to be on it, but I never asked him. And I know if I asked him, he'd 100% have me on because that's my guy. You know you're my guy. But I was just like, is he? But I was kind of hoping, like, it would have meant validation to me if he came and asked me. But that just is a reference to how much I respect him.